Okay, so we're going to do another one of these from the review. We're going to go ahead and do number 13, which is a zeros one. Okay, so this one says find the zeros of the function f of x is equal to 1 half times the cosine of 2x. Okay, and this is on the interval 0 to 2 pi. Okay, so what we want to do first, in reality, we don't have to graph this necessarily. You can if it helps you, but what we can do is we can just make a table and then transform the table. That might be the easiest thing. Okay, so make your unit circle, make all your points. I know you guys think I'm crazy, but it really does help. -1. Okay, so again, first thing I want to do is make sure I know my ratios of sides. So cosine is what over what? It is x over r. Okay, so basically what I'm looking for is the cosine of each of these points. Well, what are each of these points? Well, we should know them off the top of our head. They are 0, pi over 2, and I'm just going around the circle to all my radian measures. So pi over 2, pi, 3 pi over 2, and 2 pi. Right? And what I'm going to do first is I'm just making the standard table for cosine, and then I'm going to transform it. So if cosine is x over r, at 0 radians, our x value is 1, and our r value is also 1. So the cosine is basically just whatever our x value is at each of these locations. So at 0 radians, cosine has a value, or x has a value of 1, so cosine is 1. Okay? Then up here at pi over 2, the x value is 0, so cosine is 0. And same thing going all the way around. So just write down whatever your x value is. So here it's -1, here our x value is 0, and back to our starting point, it's 1. Okay, so this is my standard table for cosine. So now I'm going to go ahead and apply those transformations. I'm going to use a different color here. So this 1/2 is a vertical shrink of 1/2. So that means we want to change the vertical axis. So we want to take everything here and cut it in half. So this guy is going to become 1/2. 0, he's not going to change. Okay. This guy, is going to become -1/2, right? And this guy is going to become 1/2. Now, with our other transformation, the 2, this is a horizontal shrink of 1/2. So we want to do the same thing on the other side to the horizontal axis, and we want to cut everything in half. So 0, he's not going to change. Pi over 2 becomes pi over 4. Pi becomes pi over 2. 3 pi over 2 now becomes 3 pi over 4, and 2 pi over 2 is just pi. Okay, so now the question was to find the zeros, right? So I want to highlight everything that has a 0. So here's a 0, and here's a 0, right? Now be careful, this guy right here, he's not a 0. Why is he not a 0? Well, a 0 is anywhere where you have a y value that's 0, or an output of 0, okay? For this first guy here, our input is 0, but our output is a real number. So he's no good, so we're not going to use him. So we only have those 2 zeros there, and they're located at pi over 4 and 3 pi over 4. So our answer is we have zeros at pi over 4 and 3 pi over 4. Okay?